Hey all you StarCraft 2 fans, pearlwitleBB here from Pearl StarCraft, with another game to cast for you guys today. So, this is another game I played on the ladder, and my opponent here is Java Chip, as the red Protoss spawning in the 2 o'clock position, and I'm the blue Protoss spawning on the 7 o'clock position. Or is that 8 o'clock? 7.5. The 7:30 position. So the map is Antiga Shipyard, and it's a PvP, if you didn't pick that up, that we're both playing as Protoss. So, yeah, it's cross spawn, so the watchtower will see any kind of rushes coming, or any probes that are going to place any proxy pylons maybe. Definitely going to go by that watchtower, so if you can control that, that'd be good. So I'm setting up my scouting probe right now, yeah, to see if he's around, obviously. So MC's not there. Next I'll send it up to this position and I will find him. He's going for a 12 gateway, and I'm going for a 13 gateway. So he'll have this gateway a little bit faster. Yeah, so I'm sorry I haven't been posting quite as many replays as I was before, but it's just the winter break's about to end, and I had to get all my work done before school started up again, so yeah, I didn't have quite as much time to play some StarCraft, which I was disappointed about, but it's okay. I got a little bit done. If you want an update on my league, I'm trying to get into Master right now. I'm Gold League, or not Gold League, I'm Diamond League. God, if I was Gold League. I'm Diamond League, and I'm ranked 6 right now. So, I was actually up to rank 3 at one point. Then my points took a little nosedive. I lost about 40 of them. Had a bad 5 games, lost like 5 in a row. Was not fun, but this was about 5 games after that 5-game losing streak. So I am getting my Cybercore now, and so is Java Chip. And his will be a little bit before mine, obviously, because his gateway's before mine. So his scouting probe's coming around here. When they go through a mineral line like that, if you want to, you can try to like surround them and get them. But if they're good and he's moving out of my base, he'll have clicked on one of these minerals. Like the really good players will do that. So that if you try to, his probe will just go right on through yours, and there's no way you'll really get him. So you'll obviously hurt him some, but you won't actually trap him because he'll just move right on through you, and that'll just waste mining time for you. So that's kind of a trick that some pros do that can make you less experienced players try to waste minerals just to get a probe kill. You can actually tell normally if they're actually I guess you can't tell because they'd be going through there, but never mind. So my stalker will come out here and kill off this probe. He did already place down a proxy pylon there. That's a really good spot. I'm probably not going to scout up there. It's pretty far away from my base, even though when you warp down on this low ground, it's pretty close to my base. So, I mean, the stalkers, I'm going to tell it to scout around here, because this is the obvious places where you might put a proxy pylon, but now I'm starting to play the higher level players. I have been playing a couple Masters. I've actually have a pretty good track record against those Master players. This guy was top 8 diamond though. He wasn't Master. And he has I did have a probe at the watchtower. Saw the stalker coming, ran the probe away, and got a couple shots off on that stalker, but his shield will regain. So he does have a second stalker at the watchtower, probably looking for any of my probes that are coming to place proxy pylons. That could happen where you both 4-gate each other, and it's like sentries up here against my units down here, and my sentries up here against his units down there. Takes a lot of micro. You definitely got to set up 2 control groups. And yeah, so he is going for a 3-gate with a Twilight Council that he'll be researching Blink. So he'll obviously be warping in a lot of stalkers. I'm going for 3-gate Robo, and then I'm going to protect Colossus. His warp gate did finish a little bit earlier than mine. Need more of these gateways, but yeah, there they go. Okay, that was a pretty bad force field. It wasn't even in the middle, but luckily for me, he doesn't have any zealots that can slip by there. He will have this one stalker up here. He'll have a second stalker there. I should micro him back. My sentries were too late. Didn't really get through on the second force field, but I did because I'm bad again. Need to micro back to this stalker. So he does only have 2 stalkers up here. my 2 sentries aren't quite able to hold the ramp. I obviously could have done better there. So now there's suddenly 3 stalkers in my base, but I warp in 3 zealots. Definitely don't warp in stalkers, at least right in front of them, because they'll definitely be able to micro against you better. And if you warp stalkers and have less stalker numbers, I mean, I know 3 more stalkers at least are coming, if not 4. Because right now I don't know whether they're doing a 4 gate or 3 gate. Zealots, on the other hand, take a lot longer to kill as with stalkers. So I'm just focusing down certain ones and making them run around. In the meantime, I did have time to get up sentry and 2 more zealots. Going for the sentry, not stalkers, because again I know he's gonna have more stalkers than me, and I'm just gonna be able to do that and force field him in, and then kill off these 2 stalkers. He is pretty smart and not just letting them stand there and die. So I really should block off all the stalkers before they get up the ramp. But right now it doesn't even matter because he got vision of my ramp, and now his blink is finished. But I do have an immortal, which will help a ton. Immortal doing 50 damage to armor units like stalkers. Hardened shield helping a little bit. Trying to micro him back. Blink just happens and he's gonna get taken out. I need to currently be stealing one as fast as I can. I should have been doing that earlier. Didn't realize that I wouldn't actually be able to hold with just 1 immortal. So this pylon's doing a pretty good job, just tanking the damage. Hasn't gone down yet, which is good. That sentry's gonna get focused down. Again, I'm warping in zealots. I know the zealots can't actually beat him, but I'm just trying to stall for this immortal. That's actually what I'm trying to like beat him with. So he is trying to then go in here. He does an aggressive blink into my base. My zealots are actually doing pretty good damage considering he has blink. Same time my immortal comes out, does crazy good damage and forces those guys out of there. So that is a really good way to stop 3 gate blink stalkers. Is with 3 gate robo, definitely get as many immortals as you can, because like just going stalkers is not a good idea, because you're not going to have as many stalkers as them, and if especially, I mean, this guy, he's got decent micro, he doesn't have the best micro, but the higher levels you get, they're going to dance around your zealots because they're faster than zealots, and then on top of blink, with that and blink, they're not going to, like, your zealots aren't going to be able to touch them, and they're going to focus on your stalkers, and then after that, they can just focus on your zealots because you're obviously faster than, they're obviously faster than you, and you won't be able to get hits on them. So I'm going for the immortals with the recent buff. They have the 6 range, which helps out more than you would think actually against stalkers. So I'm hoping that his pressure's done right now. I'm assuming he does have an expansion back here. That's what people would normally do with blink stalkers. So I am going for my own expansion. Prob's going to turn tail and run home. I'm going to cancel the Nexus because I don't feel like I can take the army yet. I am getting a 3rd immortal now. I do have it rallied down there because I was assuming that I was going to move down the ramp soon, because I was taking the God, I can't talk. Because I was gonna take the expansion, but he is keeping his pressure up, which is actually I should have guessed that, because most of the time people won't pull back their blink stalkers until they actually lose a decisive fight. So this immortal's gonna be retarded and going to where I'm telling him to go to. Try to run him back, but not quite gonna make it. So that's basically a gift right there for him. 3 immortals would have been about the time I would have felt comfortable to take on this. With all the zealots, because he can try to dance around my zealots as much as he wants, but after he blinks 1 time to try to get away from my zealots, I'm going to force field him, and then the zealots are going to get on him, and he's like basically done, because zealots, I mean, he's going to be shooting the zealots, which he doesn't do very much damage against, with 2 to 3 immortals in the back. I am building an observer now because I know he's probably going for robo back home, which he is, and I don't want any blink shenanigans over like on these. You can get it back here, you can do it over here, blink toward the mineral line. So I want to be able to snipe any observers with my sentries. Now I will be currently boosting another immortal. I just finished the robotics bay. I'll go for Colossus after this immortal comes out. You do want to get a good base of immortals. Like, I wouldn't suggest just going for Colossus against blink stalkers when you just have zealots and stuff, because they can blink. Like, wait for your zealots to get on them, blink on the other side of your zealots, right on top of your Colossus, snipe down on the Colossus, and then just start microing against you. And I've lost several times because of that. But if you have 2 or 3 immortals down there, see, he uses blink there, and now his cooldown's going, and I will throw in a bunch of force fields and get about 5 stalker kills. So if you just have Colossus and they get sniped down, you're basically done, because he's not going to have lost as many stalkers as you would have hoped, and your Colossus are a huge investment. It's going to be really hard to rebuild them up. So I do have 3 immortals in this army, so that I can do that good base damage, just blasting away these stalkers. Now he does have an observer here, so he does have high ground vision. Army's quite out of position to deal with this, so he's going to blink up here, focus down this was going to cancel this, but it doesn't look like he's targeting it, so I don't need to. So I did get about 2 stalker kills there, but he did kill a pylon and did some pretty good damage to my robotics facility. Lucky for me, my Colossus wasn't coming out just then, or he would have sniped that. So I do have a Warpin 5 Zealots up here just because, I mean, I know his army's right there, but if I don't keep my main army down here, then he's going to be able to snipe my my Nexus. So, I mean, that's the big prize for him right there. If he gets that, basically the game's over. I have an all-in attempt. But see, if I warp these 5 Zealots up over here, when he tries to do stuff like this, I have time to move back when I know exactly where his army is. And if he did try blinking up there, my Zealots would be right on him, and they would obviously lose the fight, but they'd stall him long enough that my rest of my army would be able to get there, and he'd be forced to blink away. So I mean, losing 5 Zealots is much better for me. I mean, it's not good, but it's not as bad as losing a Colossus or getting my robotics facility sniped or something. So I am supply blocked quite badly here because he sniped a bunch of pylons, and when I rebuilt the pylons, they were about to finish, he sniped even more pylons. So it was about a minute long supply block, which was like disgusting. So I decided to move out. His army probably can take mine, but he would lose all his blink stalkers except for maybe a couple. I mean, if he doesn't micro perfectly, these zealots are gonna just eat him, or at least tank the damage while the mortals eat him along with the Colossus. So he's gonna decide to fall back here. He is getting his own Colossus now. He also is getting the range upgrade. I have not gotten that range upgrade yet. So, I mean, I wouldn't suggest, I mean, okay, so against blink stalkers, your Colossus obviously having range is good, because, I mean, they have more range and they'll be able to shoot further, so they'll be able to shoot before those stalkers get to you, but having the critical number of Colossus is more important against blink stalkers, I would say, than just having the range. So I would rather, I mean, range takes 200 gas, 200 minerals, and a Colossus takes 300 minerals, 200 gas, so the main thing is the gas. And if you look at my minerals, they're quite high, so that's not the issue, it's my gas. So I did throw down a second robotics facility here, because I want to get as many Colossus as possible. I did get my second base up, I am mining the gas, not quite fully saturated, barely even half, probably not even half. So what basically my strategies here is I'm using all my gas on chrono boosting out 2 Colossus out of each of these robotics facilities, getting the charge upgrade, because I have a ton of zealots, and charge zealots are actually pretty freaking decent against blink stalkers, because especially in diamond level, where you don't really need to micro your charge zealots, they'll just charge in, where he needs to micro his blink stalkers. His blink micro is not going to be perfect enough that it'll be better than it can be better than my charge lots, but it's probably not going to be, because it's only diamond. So I'm going for charge, and I'm going for a ton of Colossus. I'm not getting the range upgrade for the Colossus, because I want as many Colossus as possible. See, I'm basically broke. I can't afford that range upgrade right now. So if I do get it now, I'm about to be able to afford it. There's not really that much of a point, because it's not going to be done before the fight. There's no point in getting upgrades that's not going to be done before the fight. This is not an all-in for me, but it's close to it. If I don't do significant damage here, I'm probably going to be out of the game, because I haven't scouted it, but I'm assuming that he has had this base much longer than me, and if it doesn't already have this, he's probably getting it now, or thinking about getting it right now, and I can't take this yet. So I'm not going to get that range upgrade, because I want to build more Colossus to reinforce. He has seen all my units coming because of his observers, so the fight's commencing, my charge lots to charge in, doing pretty good damage, tanking, but he does have more Colossus than I anticipated. So I'm going to tell my Colossus to focus on his Colossus here, because they're the ones that are doing the massive damage against like all my units. So I focus those down, and now his blink stalkers come in. I do still have an immortal down here, it's blasting away. I think I had another one, it just got focused down. So these 2 Colossus will just barely be able to win the fight. I have 1 sentry that's doing a guardian shield, 1 immortal left, it's an instructor with 2 Colossus that are in the red. See, I could run away here, but I know he's going to warp in and blink it and catch up to me. So I'm going for probes, which is like the economic damage I want to do. If you go to the units tab, he is still beating by 17 probes, but I killed 8 probes there, so he was beating me by 25 probes, which is just ridiculous. I find myself in this situation more than I would like way more than I'd like to, where I'm down on probes in PvP. So I am warping in stalkers here, gonna get even more kills. I'm up to 14 probe kills, 15 probe kills, 16 probe kills, so I did pretty good economic damage to him there. I'm not really expecting these stalkers to be able to take his stalkers on because he's blink and I don't. But I am going to go for it. I get one kill there. He should have microed that back. If you want to see what I'm doing, I'm just clicking on the stalkers, attack moving. So my stalkers are going to go down there. I'm just going to try to get 2 of them out of there. Maybe might even get 3. I guess got 1 health. Run, stalker. Oh, he's done. Okay, so this pylon is still here, and I am going to reinforce with more Colossus and more stalkers because I did have enough gas and stuff. I wouldn't the reason I switched to stalkers from zealots is because I knew he does a Colossus tech now, and Colossus are really good against zealots. See, if he didn't have Colossus in that last fight, he would have lost the game right there because his stalkers wouldn't have been able to take my zealots and my immortals and my Colossus all at the same time. But since he does have Colossus now, I'm gonna go for more stalkers, which is gonna be a little bit better against those. So I'm also using my excess gas to get a Temple Archives, and I'm gonna try to get some Archons. I do know he has that 3rd base. I'm hoping that he doesn't have that many more probes than me, but he really does. I mean, he remade a lot of those probes. He's still 12 probes ahead of me. He's not mining the gas yet from this 3rd expansion, which is good for me, and he does have double forge upgrade, or double forge that did get him the 1-1 upgrades, so I don't have any upgrades. So he's definitely beating me on upgrades because the only upgrades I have are charge. I mean, that's it. And then he has 1-1 blink, and he has Colossus range. So he's definitely beating me there. He's beating me on probes. But I do have a big Colossus advantage on him right now. I have 3 Colossus. He has none, but he's about to have 1 pop out. So I didn't do huge damage in the last fight, but it was enough that I think I might actually have a shot at this game still. So I am going in here, got my Observer. I don't want any Dark Templar play. I know he does have the Twilight Council from the Blink, so he could be getting Dark Templar at any time. Definitely want to keep a Observer with your army at all times. So I don't know what that blink was about there. He probably should have kept it and just blunk back his stalkers, or blunk in and try to get my Colossus, one or the other. I don't know what that was. I mean, he was splitting up his stalkers from his Colossus, so my Colossus do a little bit less area damage. I still don't have that range upgrade because, I mean, you really don't need it. It's not 100% mandatory. So he will be running away his probes here. I'm going to throw set my Colossus, try to get as many probe kills as I can. I go up to the Workers Lost tab. He's down to 20. He's lost 28 probes, so I really have done a lot of damage here. If we look at the unit or the resources lost, I've definitely been more cost effective with my units than he has, and he will GG out of the game there. So he did still have more probes than me, and I mean, the reason he GG'd was I mean, he couldn't make an army. He was broke in the bank, and I had 3 Colossus and 3 Stalkers or 2 Stalkers in his base. So yeah, I felt like I was pretty happy about that game. If you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you know, at the beginning, about 2 weeks ago when I made this channel, I was god awful at PvP. Like, my win ratio, I would say, was like 1 game out of every 3. It was so bad. And now, since watching Combat X's videos on his channel, which is as if 112, I think, is his channel name. Since I'm watching those videos about PvP, I've gotten so much better. I know my win ratio is at least one out of every 2 games, so 50% in PvP, if not better than that. And then most of the time when I lose, it's because of a 4-gate, because I like forget my sentry or something silly. Yeah, there's like basically a specific build order that he tells you to go in PvP, and I've basically been doing that, and it's worked out pretty well for me. So if you've had trouble with PvP, definitely go check out his videos. It's as if 112. So search that on YouTube, and it'll say Combat X's channel, and watch his PvP videos, and his PvC, and his PvT. They're all really good, but I can say I learned the most from his PvP. So if you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you next time.